There is a hidden force within you, a calling that sets you apart, quiet but relentless. You walk a path few dare to follow, chosen not by chance but by destiny itself. This path demands more than just courage. It calls for discipline sharpened like the blade of a Shaolin warrior, humility that grounds the soul, and an inner strength forged in silence and stillness. Few truly understand what it means to be chosen. Many see the surface, great potential, promise, power, but beneath lies a deeper truth. Shaolin teachings reveal that being chosen is not a blessing free from trials. It is a profound journey of mastery over oneself. It is the relentless refining of body, mind, and spirit, until the light within can no longer be dimmed. In this video, you will discover the ancient wisdom of the Shaolin monks, lessons rarely shared beyond the sacred temple walls. You will learn why transformation is misunderstood by those closest to us, and why standing firm in your purpose often means walking alone. You will uncover how discipline becomes your shield, humility your anchor, and inner strength your unstoppable force. This is not just a story of struggle. It is a revelation of power, hidden behind silence, resilience, born from patience, and mastery achieved through simple but profound practices. What you are about to hear could change how you see your challenges and your family. It could redefine your purpose. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. Here, ancient secrets ignite the spirit of the modern warrior. Stay with us until the end, and subscribe to join this journey of true mastery. Your path to strength and peace begins now. Growth is a quiet storm that changes everything it touches. When the seed within begins to break the earth, the world above may tremble. This is especially true in the heart of family, where roots run deep and bonds are both fragile and fierce. As you evolve, something shifts in the familiar faces around you. The family that once knew you as you were may struggle to recognize the new shape you are taking. Shaolin wisdom holds that transformation is never easy, not for the one who changes, nor for those who remain still. It invites shadows of doubt and waves of misunderstanding. In the ancient monastery, a student's progress was celebrated, yet also met with resistance. When a warrior steps beyond the old ways, the world outside the temple walls often reacts with fear or envy. So too, in family, personal growth can feel like shaking the foundation beneath their feet. They see change and feel a loss of the past, sometimes responding with opposition rather than support. But this opposition is not punishment. It is the natural echo of transformation. Shaolin teachings remind us that misunderstanding is the silent price paid for stepping into one's true self. It tests resolve and demands patience, for those who love us may also fear the unknown. To face this is to remember that your path is yours alone. It is not a rejection of family, but a step toward deeper mastery over your inner world and your destiny. In this disruption, there is hidden grace, and beneath the friction, the fire of your growth is forged stronger than before. A quiet strength grows in the heart when the mind refuses to be swept away by the storms of conflict. In moments when family tensions rise, mindfulness becomes the sanctuary that holds us steady. It is the ancient Shaolin way, not to be consumed by anger or pride, but to observe and understand the emotions as passing visitors. These teachings guide us to detach from ego's impulsive reactions, turning away from the fire of harsh words and actions. The Shaolin master teaches that true power lies in self-control. When challenged by loved ones, the urge to defend or retaliate is strong, yet the path of mastery calls for pause and presence. A single breath, a gentle return to awareness, can shift the response from chaos to calm. In this space, compassion grows, not as weakness, but as a deliberate strength that sees beyond immediate hurt to the deeper fears and struggles within others. This art of detachment is not cold indifference. It is an inner discipline that frees the spirit from being tossed by every wave of emotion. It invites clarity and empathy to flow through, even when the heart feels wounded. Mindfulness trains us to witness our reactions without becoming them, allowing grace to replace judgment. Within this calm, a sacred balance emerges between standing firm in one's truth and extending kindness to the imperfect human experience around us. Such is the wisdom passed down in the halls of Shaolin. Mastery over the self is mastery over turmoil itself. Just as the bamboo bends yet does not break, so too does the mindful heart endure and transcend conflict, shining with quiet resilience and boundless compassion. Envy and fear often cloak themselves in the faces of those closest to us, silent shadows born from their own struggles and insecurities. When one on the path of growth shines brighter, these emotions may arise, not as attacks, but as reflections of what others cannot yet overcome within themselves. Shaolin wisdom teaches that seeing these reactions clearly is the first step toward true mastery. The family member who turns cold or critical may be wrestling with feelings of envy, afraid that their own light dims beside yours. Yet, in this mirror of negativity, the Shaolin way counsels restraint rather than retaliation. The ancient masters remind us that responding to harmful projections with anger only tightens the chains of suffering for all involved. Instead, the path is more subtle. It is the discipline of standing firm in one's integrity, recognizing the fears beneath the surface without feeding them. Compassion becomes a shield, not a surrender. By understanding these reactions as part of a shared human condition, one cultivates the power to stay centered and unshaken. Shaolin training encourages turning inward to cultivate a love so strong that it dissolves hostility. The wisdom lies in rising above ego's call to fight back and choosing peace instead. It is a silent victory, a mastery over self that no external turmoil can break. Through this lens, envy and fear are no longer enemies, but teachers. They reveal the work still to be done within, inspiring greater patience, clarity, and kindness. This approach transforms family conflict from a battlefield into a dojo for the spirit, where true strength is born not from conquest, but from understanding and grace. Enduring hardship is the silent forge, where character is tempered and true mastery is born. The Shaolin path reveals that patience is not mere waiting, it is the active strength to remain grounded when the world wavers. In the face of trials, the mind learns to move like water, steady and unshaken, flowing around obstacles rather than breaking against them. Shaolin meditation teaches that hardship tests more than the body. It reveals the resilience of the spirit. Sitting in stillness, the monk breathes deeply, embracing discomfort as a teacher rather than an enemy. Each breath draws in calm. Each exhale releases tension, allowing the mind to find a peaceful center amidst chaos. Through this discipline, patience becomes a form of action, a quiet refusal to let suffering dictate the soul's state. The meditator watches thoughts and pain arise and pass like clouds drifting across the sky, never clinging, never resisting. It is this ability to endure without losing inner calm that defines the warrior's heart. Beyond physical endurance, this practice cultivates a profound inner balance. The trials that once seemed unbearable become milestones of growth. The Shaolin monk does not seek to avoid hardship, but to transform it into fuel for deeper wisdom and stronger spirit. This ancient perspective invites practitioners to see patience not as weakness, but as an unbreakable will wrapped in quiet power. To master oneself is to stand unshaken in the storm, to keep the heart still even when the world rages. In this stillness lies the secret to enduring all trials and emerging ever stronger, ever wiser. Standing firm in one's truth is the anchor that holds the spirit steady against the relentless tides of pressure and expectation. In the quiet halls of Shaolin, integrity is not a mere ideal, but a living, breathing practice, non-negotiable and vital. When family voices urge conformity, the way of the Shaolin warrior whispers the courage to remain authentic, for mastery begins with honesty to oneself. The Shaolin teach that personal power is deeply rooted in righteousness. To walk the path of self-mastery without bending to falsehood is the mark of true discipline. The ancient precepts remind us that a warrior's strength extends beyond physical prowess. It is the unwavering commitment to speak truthfully, act justly, and live with honor. Deception, even in the smallest measure, fractures this foundation. In times of familial pressure, this integrity can feel isolating, even costly. Yet, Shaolin wisdom views the moment differently. It is a call to deepen the connection to inner virtue rather than surrender to external convenience. The silent power of keeping one's word and standing by one's principles creates a shield stronger than any weapon. Living truthfully is not rebellion. It is alignment with one's highest self and the cosmic order that guides all life. This alignment nurtures clarity and peace amidst chaos. The warrior monk's discipline includes cultivating respect for others while preserving personal honor. This balance becomes a quiet strength that inspires without force. Ancient Shaolin stories echo this truth. Those who achieve mastery do so not by blending into the crowd, but by illuminating their own path with steadfast light. Such integrity is the root from which all other virtues grow, a sacred flame that cannot be extinguished by pressure or fear. Family bonds run deep like ancient rivers, carrying the weight of history and expectation. Yet along the journey of self-discovery, the water sometimes must part to allow space for growth. Shaolin wisdom teaches that understanding these ties requires discerning the natural flow without losing the essence of who we are. The heart learns to hold dear the connection, while the mind practices detachment, a balance reflected in the art of setting healthy boundaries. Attachment to approval, or the desire to conform, can cloud one's clarity. Shaolin mindfulness reminds us that to be anchored in self-identity means embracing non-attachment, not as cold distance, but as freedom from being pulled off course by others' needs or fears. Like the disciplined warrior who guards his space with respect, one must protect the sacred ground of the inner self. This practice calls for courage and compassion. It is not rejection of family, but a wise allowance for both self and others to exist fully and imperfectly. Boundaries become a form of love, gentle yet firm, allowing relationships to breathe without suffocation. Through mindfulness, one listens deeply yet remains steady, understanding that true intimacy grows not from possession, but from honoring one's own truth. Ancient Shaolin tales speak of monks who walk alone yet never truly walk apart from their clan, carrying their legacy inward while rising beyond codependency. Their strength lies in this harmonious dance of presence and detachment, where identity remains whole and unlost, even amid the swirling demands of kinship. In this way, the path to mastery is paved with both connection and distinction. A whispered teaching to nurture the self is to honor the whole, allowing bonds to thrive without binding the spirit. Herein lies the secret of healthy family ties, guarded by the mindful heart of the Shaolin way. When betrayal strikes from those we hold close, the sting cuts deeper than any wound, yet beneath the surface of hostile acts lies often a hidden pain, a suffering obscured by anger and fear. Shaolin teachings remind us to look beyond the betrayal itself, to glimpse the shadows that haunt the betrayer's heart. In this profound understanding, compassion is born, not as weakness, but as an expression of true strength. The Shaolin master teaches that every act of hostility is a call for healing, though it may wear the disguise of harm. To respond with vengeance is to deepen suffering on both sides, perpetuating a cycle born of ignorance and woundedness. Instead, the path of mastery guides us to meet betrayal with stillness and wisdom, recognizing that beneath the harsh exterior lies someone trapped in their own pain. This compassionate view does not excuse betrayal, nor does it mean surrendering our boundaries. It calls for a steadfast heart that holds space for the complexity of human nature, both the light and the darkness. The inner discipline cultivated through Shaolin practice allows one to release resentment, freeing the spirit from being chained to past hurts. Through meditation and reflection, the warrior learns to transform betrayal into a mirror for personal growth. Compassion becomes a practice of seeing clearly, embracing the truth that everyone suffers in some way. This teaching invites patience and forgiveness, not as gifts given lightly, but as powerful tools of liberation. In this quiet strength, the soul rises above pain, dissolving bitterness into wisdom. The Shaolin way reveals that compassion amid betrayal is not a sign of defeat, but a triumph of the heart's deepest mastery. In the stillness of solitude, the Shaolin monk discovers a world far deeper than the noise of everyday life. Silent walls become mirrors reflecting the soul's true nature, and empty spaces offer room for the spirit to grow. This sacred withdrawal is not escape but preparation, an intentional retreat where inner mastery is forged like steel in fire. Time alone is honored as a teacher of resilience and clarity. The monk's meditation is a conversation with the self, where distractions fall away and the essence of being unfolds. Breathing steadily, the mind observes its own currents, learning patience and balance. This silence nurtures a calm strength, a foundation from which the warrior steps into the world unshaken. Ancient Shaolin practice holds that external challenges are met and mastered only after the silence of solitude has been embraced. The quiet hours build endurance for the noise of conflict and the demands of the world beyond the temple gates. Each moment spent in stillness sharpens focus, deepens wisdom, and aligns the practitioner with the natural flow of life. Far from loneliness, this solitude is a sacred companion, a space where discipline meets peace. The monk learns that the power to face hardship, betrayal, or opposition begins within the silent chambers of the heart. In this solitude, the spirit is tempered, patience cultivated, and the light of true self-mastery kindled. The Shaolin journey teaches that before the warrior's voice is heard among others, it must first be heard in the quiet. Solitude and silence are not signs of weakness, but the womb of strength, the invisible groundwork for the visible victories that follow. This ancient practice invites one to find power not outside but within, preparing the soul for every challenge life may bring. Victory is not found in changing others or bending the world to our will. True triumph is the quiet conquest of mastering oneself, finding the stillness within that no external storm can shake. The greatest victory, as Shaolin teaches, is attaining inner peace and unwavering self-mastery. This journey asks us to turn our gaze inward with patience and honesty, embracing both strength and vulnerability. It invites us to cultivate discipline, compassion, and clarity in every moment, treating each challenge as a step toward deeper understanding. When mastery comes, life's conflicts lose their power over us, and peace becomes our natural state. Take these teachings gently into your daily life. Practice patience with yourself and others. Stand firm in your truth. Remember that the battle is always within, and the calm heart is the most powerful warrior. Thank you for joining this journey with us. If these ancient lessons speak to your spirit, please like this video and subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire, where the fire of wisdom lights the path to self-mastery. May your steps be steady and your peace deep.